Hey guys, looking for my warriors again. Those of you who are out there and ready and willing and able to help in this fight against cancer, sickle cell, HIV, those terminal and chronic diseases that are have been plaguing our country for many, many years. But since the COVID monster has come to town, it seems like those things have been kind of tossed on the back burner to everyone except for those who are still dealing with these things. Okay, it's important to me and Dry Eyes of Innocence organization that you know that you do have a support system that's out here working to provide some good quality services for you guys and to help you to be able to overcome some of the mental and the spiritual standpoints of what you're dealing with. Um, we want to make sure that everyone knows that there is a direct correlation between your mental health and your spiritual health to your actual physical health. So with that being said, today what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about the F in our life model. Okay, and the reason why I say the F is because we have two models that God gave me on my walk from Dayton, Ohio to Chicago to raise awareness for terminal illness diagnoses. The acronym L.I.F.E is the one that's used for the person who's been terminally diagnosed. And then we have an empathy model, which is used to help the family and the support team of the person who's been diagnosed. Both L.I.F.E and empathy are acronyms that are used to help teach the coping mechanisms. And in life today, we're going to discuss the F in life, which stands for follow up and follow through. Okay. The reason why we're going to get to this one today is because I'm going to get to all of them eventually. And hopefully you'll be able to piece them all together and maybe be able to put together some type of a system where you can help from home. Okay. Let me tell you the origins of the life model. As I was sitting in church one day, God spoke to me directly, and He says, "Walk to Chicago." I know it sounds a little bit weird, but I was sitting there, and I looked around, and I saw that nobody was sitting there with me. Um, and it's really interesting when God speaks to you because you just know the voice of God. So I thought it was interesting that He would tell me to walk to Chicago, just because I'm the type of person, I just wasn't a walker at that time. As a matter of fact, if the store was across the street and my wife at that time would have said, go to the store, I literally would have jumped in my car and drove across the street to the store. That's just how much of a non-walker I was at that time. So for God to tell me to do something like that was really strange to me. However, after I told God, I say, well, God, if that's what you want me to do, I'll do it. That's when He started really revealing to me, why He wanted me to walk to Chicago. It took me 30 days to walk from Dayton to Chicago. And it was a very, very, very interesting experience that I'll share with you guys one day. But during this walk, He gave me these two models, a life model and an empathy model. Today, we're going to talk about the life model and the F in life, which means follow up and follow through. First of all, let me say that to the person who's been diagnosed, when I'm speaking to you in regards to this life model, the first thing that I want to do is I want to always remember to speak life into every situation because there is a truth that you all need to understand. Doctors are excellent at what they do. They've been highly trained. They have a wealth of knowledge that helps them to be able to determine a lot of things, these diagnoses and these prognoses that they give. I have a lot of love and respect for them. However, I also know that they don't have the last say so in a lot of respects. I'm sure you're going to hear me say this, time and time again, but there is a direct correlation between your mental health and your spiritual health to your actual physical health. Okay, so let's just get that part, straight first, because I want you to know that just because the doctor says that you have 3 to 6 months to live, that doesn't necessarily have to be that way. However, what a lot of people do is when they get that diagnosis, they'll go home and die that day. They won't want to go to work anymore. They won't want to be involved in real life situations anymore. They'll go home and die that day. And it's sad that we have to always remember that this person is dealing with something that most people don't usually have to deal with. That's why it's key for us to always speak life into this person. And I'm saying this to you guys because there are many of you all who have received a prognosis like that, where you were given 3 to 6 months to live, and here you are 5 years later. So I would love to hear from you all. I'd love to hear some of those testimonies that you have, so we can learn how to love on each other and help each other through this very serious time. Okay, L.I.F.E is an acronym that is very key, and what God showed me with it is first to speak life. But then when you look at the word life, you'll find that it's the letters are L.I.F.E. And what God showed me is the first thing that we need to do is listen intently for everything. Okay, this is a key, because people will tell you exactly what's going on with their bodies, with their minds, with their heart, with their health, if you learn how to listen properly to them. They give you everything that you need in order to be able to help them to be all that they can be. But what we tend to do is we tend to listen, but we're not listening intently for everything. Okay, and by that I mean a lot of people don't even know how to have real conversations. You'll see a conversation that'll go like this. My dog got hit by a car today, and now he's got to wear one of those collars, that just look really weird on him. Okay, and the other person will say, you know what, my dog has done the same thing too. He had to wear that collar just like that. Well, what that is not a real conversation. What that is that's just one person merely waiting for their chance to speak. If it was a real conversation, it would probably go a little bit more like this. My dog got hit by a car today, and now he has to wear one of those collars around his neck like this. And the other person would ask the questions like, well, how does that make you guys feel? Or how did you guys deal with that? Or how is the dog getting along now? And that's how you have a conversation where you are really, interested in what the other person is saying. So that's one of the things I just want to share with you guys today. We want to learn how to listen to this person, because once they start opening up and sharing with you, they're sharing from a place that's generally really deep, and that they really would love to hear, that love to have someone hear exactly what they're trying to say. Okay, so now once you listen intently for everything, we're going to go back down the life model again, and we're going to go from the L to the I, and we're going to end up at the F where we are today, which is for follow up and follow through. This is key because a lot of people don't understand the importance of really being a big support team to a person who's dealing with, one of the most, traumatic things that could, occur in a person's life. I don't know what the future brings, but when a doctor tells me that I'm gonna die in 3 to 6 months, that kind of makes me look at life in a lot different way. So now I have to start figuring out some things a little bit differently, and I have to make sure that I'm cognizant of what's going on all around me. Okay, so follow up and follow through is important, because I need, when I tell you these things, for you to follow up with some type of a course of action. I would love for you to say, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to check on you if you're not the husband or wife or spouse of this person. I'm going to check on you, once or twice a week, and then do it. That's the only thing that people ask. They're not asking you to do anything. But once you start volunteering, and it's a general thing that people do. We all want to help. We all want to be, an asset to people's lives. So we offer our services, to them. But once you offer that service, please, I'm asking you just to do what you say that you are going to do. To a person who is chronically or terminally diagnosed, it means the world to them, because now they can start to really categorize what people are saying to them and put them in a place of where they know that they can consistently depend upon people's words. Okay, it's also important to follow up and follow through for a number of different reasons. One thing that's really important to me, and I think that most people don't understand it, but when a person has passed, the family member who's remaining will generally get visitation from everybody. People come out the woodworks for all kinds of reasons. Uncle Bob might have had some money that everybody thinks that they're supposed to get a piece of, or friends and families from years ago that nobody's seen come out the woodwork. And all around the time of this passing up into the funeral, there is a huge influx of people coming, out the woodworks to check on you and to show their respects. That is wonderful. The problem, however, is 2 weeks after the event, 2 weeks after something happens, those people start to dissipate and go back to their lives. And you can't really blame people for going back to their lives, because, our truth is, death is a part of this life, and we don't want to harp on it forever, because one of my favorite scriptures talks about whatsoever things are good and whatsoever things are lovely and just, and at the end of that scripture it says, think on these things. So the way that you honor a person is you think on all those great things that they have left as an inheritance for your life. Okay, that's the best way to move on. The point I'm getting at is, after the funeral, after a couple weeks have gone by and everybody is starting to dissipate, I'd say somewhere between 6 months to a year down the road, this person is still having to deal with the real passing of that person. The realities are now starting to hit, that hey, they're not just gone for a moment, they're really gone. The reality has come that now I do have responsibility for everything, and this person may have taken half of the responsibilities from me in the past, and the reality is it's really interesting how people forget after 6 months to a year that this person is still dealing with the passing of their loved one. Okay, some people grieve for a month. Some people grieve for 6 months. Some people grieve for 6 years, and some people never stop grieving. Okay, that's a personal choice that people make, It's one of the things that a lot of people do to just kind of show their respects to that person, um, and we we kind of forget about that. No, the F in life is a follow up and follow through. Please, no, don't forget to go back, and check on this person every couple months or every month, or just it's just a matter of phone call. Say, hey, how you doing? Just kind of check up on you, see if you want to talk about anything, see if anything's on your heart or in your mind. That's what it means when our motto comes up and it says learn to love. We have to be loved through these things, because that's one of the things that help us to continue to go on with our day and in our way. Okay? Follow up, follow through, make sure you do what you say you're going to do. And then after all the hubbub is over, please don't forget that this person still has needs. And though those needs may not be as prevalent as before, there still are things that's going to pop up that's going to make this person say, you know what, I really miss my boo. Anyway, that's my F for follow up and follow through for today. I'm just going to continue to pray that God richly blesses you and your family, and that you will all learn to love. God bless you. Hope you're having a good day. Bye-bye.